Are you ready to embark on a soothing journey with the most legendary pirate of all time? Welcome to the Pirate Queen, Sailing to Slumber, a sleep story that will transport you to a world of adventure and tranquility. Let the tales of Captain Isabella Morgan, the Pirate Queen, whisk you away to a peaceful slumber as you discover her captivating story that has inspired countless generations. The Caribbean Sea in 1713 was a place of thrilling adventure and terrifying danger. The waters teemed with heavily armed merchant ships, patrolling navy vessels, and ruthless pirates, all eager to claim their share of the New World's wealth. In this turbulent time, one name struck fear into the hearts of sailors, captains, and rival pirates alike: Captain Isabella Morgan, the Pirate Queen. Captain Isabella Morgan was a striking figure, instantly recognizable by her signature tricorn hat, which sat atop her wild raven black hair. Her piercing green eyes seemed to peer into the very souls of those who dared cross her path, and her confident stride belied a fierce determination that few could match. As she stood at the helm of her ship, the Sea Serpent, her presence was both awe-inspiring and terrifying. The Sea Serpent was a sight to behold, a swift and deadly vessel with black sails emblazoned with a crimson serpent, fangs bared and poised to strike. The ship's hull was reinforced with iron, allowing it to withstand the fiercest of storms and the most brutal naval assaults. With a crew of battle-hardened pirates and an arsenal of powerful cannons, the Sea Serpent struck fear into the hearts of all who encountered it. Captain Morgan's crew was as diverse and deadly as the Pirate Queen herself. Unswervingly loyal, they hailed from all corners of the globe, each possessing unique skills and abilities that made them formidable adversaries on both land and sea. Together, they formed a well-oiled machine, capable of executing daring raids and navigating treacherous waters with ease. Under the Pirate Queen's leadership, the Sea Serpent's crew became known as much for their cunning as for their ferocity. They were known to employ a variety of deceptive tactics, such as flying false flags to lure unsuspecting ships into their grasp, or using intricate maneuvers to evade pursuit. With every successful raid, the legend of Captain Isabella Morgan grew, and her reputation as a ruthless and cunning pirate spread throughout the Caribbean and beyond. Yet for all her fearsome exploits, Captain Morgan was not without a sense of honor. She adhered to a strict code of conduct, demanding that her crew treat prisoners with respect and that they never harm women or children. This code only served to further solidify her crew's loyalty, as they knew that their captain was not only a fierce warrior, but also a principled leader. As the Pirate Queen's infamy spread, her list of enemies grew ever longer. Naval officers, rival pirate captains, and even treacherous members of her own crew would try to challenge her rule, only to find themselves outmatched and outwitted by the legendary Captain Isabella Morgan. With every victory, her legend grew, and the seas of the Caribbean trembled at the mention of her name. And so, in the year 1713, with her trademark tricorn hat and piercing green eyes, Captain Isabella Morgan ruled the seas with an iron fist, her crew unswervingly loyal, and her ship, the Sea Serpent, unmatched in speed and firepower. The Pirate Queen's reign had begun, and the waters of the Caribbean would never be the same. Isabella Morgan was born in a small, picturesque coastal village in the Spanish Caribbean, nestled between towering cliffs and a tranquil bay. Her father was a humble fisherman, and her mother tended to their modest home, caring for Isabella and her 3 younger siblings. Life in the village was simple but fulfilling, with the community working together to provide for one another and celebrate their shared customs. From a young age, Isabella was captivated by the tales of daring pirates and swashbuckling adventures her father shared with her each night. These stories filled her with a restless longing for excitement and a desire to forge her own path. She spent her days exploring the rocky cliffs and hidden coves that surrounded her village, dreaming of the day she would set sail on her own grand adventure. One fateful day, when Isabella was only 12 years old, her world was turned upside down. A band of ruthless pirates descended upon her village, plundering and pillaging with reckless abandon. The villagers were taken by surprise, defenseless against the brutal onslaught. As the pirates ransacked their homes and terrorized their neighbors, Isabella's family found themselves cornered in their small cottage. With quick thinking and a courage far beyond her years, Isabella devised a plan to outwit the pirates. Using her intimate knowledge of the surrounding cliffs and caves, she lured the invaders into a treacherous labyrinth of narrow passages and hidden pitfalls. As the pirates became disoriented and their numbers dwindled, the village mustered the strength to fight back, eventually driving the remaining pirates away. Isabella's cunning and bravery had saved her family and her village, earning her the admiration of her fellow villagers. However, the experience had also ignited a fire within her, a burning desire to take control of her own destiny and to never again be a helpless victim of circumstance. Standing on the cliff's edge, watching the pirate's ship disappear over the horizon, Isabella made a solemn vow. She would become the most feared and respected pirate the world had ever seen. In the years that followed, Isabella dedicated herself to learning the arts of sailing, navigation, and combat, honing her skills with a relentless determination. As she grew older, her reputation spread, and whispers of her daring exploits began to reach the ears of pirates and sailors across the Caribbean. The legend of the Pirate Queen was taking shape, and it was only a matter of time before Captain Isabella Morgan would make her mark on the high seas. Over the years, as Captain Isabella Morgan's reputation grew, so too did the allure of sailing under her command. Pirates and sailors from all corners of the globe sought to join her crew, drawn by tales of her daring exploits and the promise of adventure and fortune. Through a rigorous selection process, Isabella assembled a crew of skilled and diverse pirates, each with their own unique abilities and backgrounds, forming a formidable force on the high seas. Swift Sam Hawkins, the agile first mate, was a former acrobat turned pirate who could navigate the rigging with a speed and grace that left others in awe. With an unmatched talent for swordplay and a sharp wit, Sam quickly became Isabella's most trusted confidant and advisor. Together, they forged a partnership that was equal parts camaraderie and strategic genius. Rosalina Compass Cortez, the brilliant navigator, was the daughter of a renowned Spanish cartographer. Her ability to read the stars and the seas was unparalleled, and her knowledge of hidden routes and treacherous waters made her an invaluable asset to the crew. With Rosalina's keen intellect and steady hand at the helm, the Sea Serpent was able to chart a course through even the most perilous of waters. In addition to Sam and Rosalina, Isabella's crew was comprised of a colorful cast of characters, each with their own unique talents and contributions. There was Bones McCreary, the ship's surgeon, who could stitch up a wound or set a broken bone with equal skill and precision. Gunner O'Malley, the master cannoneer, whose deadly accuracy could take down even the most formidable foe, and Mad Mags, the ship's cook, who could turn even the most meager of rations into a veritable feast. Together, this ragtag group of pirates formed an unstoppable team, each member complementing the other's strengths and weaknesses. They were bound together not only by their shared desire for adventure and fortune, but also by a deep sense of loyalty and respect for their captain, who had taken them in and given them a chance to prove their worth. Under Captain Isabella Morgan's leadership, the crew of the Sea Serpent developed a reputation for their cunning and tenacity, striking fear into the hearts of their enemies and earning the admiration of their fellow pirates. They were a force to be reckoned with, their unique blend of talents and backgrounds making them a formidable adversary on the high seas. As word of their daring exploits spread, the legend of Captain Isabella Morgan and her loyal crew continued to grow, leaving a trail of whispers and awe in their wake. The high seas had never seen a crew quite like this, and they were just getting started. Captain Isabella Morgan's first raid was nothing short of audacious, a daring attempt to plunder the cargo of a heavily armed British frigate, the HMS Invincible. The Invincible was known for its formidable firepower, and its crew was among the most disciplined and skilled in the Royal Navy. For many, the idea of challenging such a vessel seemed like a fool's errand, but the Pirate Queen saw it as an opportunity to prove her mettle and secure her place among the legends of the high seas. As the Sea Serpent stalked its prey through the azure waters of the Caribbean, Isabella and her crew meticulously planned their assault. They knew that a head-on confrontation would be suicide. Their only chance for victory lay in their cunning and their ability to exploit their enemies' weaknesses. Under the cover of darkness, Isabella's crew set their plan into motion. Utilizing their knowledge of the local waters, they lured the Invincible into a treacherous stretch of sea known as the Devil's Backbone, a labyrinth of hidden reefs and sudden shoals that would give even the most experienced navigator pause. There, the Sea Serpent lay in wait, its black sails blending seamlessly with the moonless night. As the Invincible entered the Devil's Backbone, its crew struggled to navigate the treacherous waters, their focus and attention consumed by the task at hand. Seizing their opportunity, Isabella and her crew sprang into action. With swift Sam Hawkins leading a boarding party from the rigging, and Rosalina Compass Cortez guiding the Sea Serpent through the dangerous waters, they closed the distance between their ship and the unsuspecting British frigate. The pirates struck with terrifying speed and precision, their sudden assault catching the British sailors completely off guard. As Isabella's crew fought their way across the Invincible's deck, the Sea Serpent unleashed a devastating barrage of cannon fire, neutralizing the frigate's deadly artillery before it could be brought to bear. With their ship crippled and their comrades overwhelmed, the British sailors were forced to surrender. Despite being outnumbered and outgunned, Isabella's crew had managed to outsmart the British sailors and seize the valuable goods stowed in the Invincible's hold. Their haul included gold, silver, and precious spices, the likes of which would fetch a small fortune in the pirate ports of the Caribbean. As the sun rose over the Devil's Backbone, the Pirate Queen and her crew celebrated their victory, their audacious raid solidifying their reputation as a force to be reckoned with on the high seas. In the weeks and months that followed, tales of the Pirate Queen's daring raid spread far and wide, her name spoken in hushed whispers in the dark corners of seedy taverns, and shouted triumphantly from the crow's nests of pirate ships. Captain Isabella Morgan had announced her arrival on the stage of piracy, and her legend had only just begun. As Captain Isabella Morgan's fame grew, so too did her list of enemies. The audacious Pirate Queen had become a thorn in the side of both the Royal Navy and rival pirates, her daring raids and cunning tactics earning her many powerful adversaries. Among them was the legendary Edward Teach, better known as Captain Blackbeard, a fearsome pirate whose very name struck terror into the hearts of sailors across the Caribbean. Blackbeard, a towering figure with a wild mane of black hair and a beard that reached his chest, was as ruthless as he was cunning. His ship, the Queen Anne's Revenge, was a formidable vessel, armed to the teeth with powerful cannons and a crew of bloodthirsty pirates. He viewed Isabella's growing influence as a direct challenge to his own dominance and sought to assert his control over the Caribbean by taking down the pirate queen herself. The stage was set for an epic showdown between two of history's most infamous pirates, a high-stakes battle that would determine the fate of the Caribbean and the legacy of its most notorious outlaws. Word of the impending clash spread like wildfire, drawing the attention of sailors, merchants, and pirates alike, each eager to witness the spectacle that was about to unfold. The fateful day arrived, with the sea serpent and the Queen Anne's Revenge meeting on the open ocean, their black sails casting long shadows across the rolling waves. As the two ships closed in on one another, the tension in the air was palpable, the sound of steel being drawn and cannons being loaded echoing across the water. The battle began with a deafening roar, as both ships unleashed a devastating barrage of cannon fire. The Sea Serpent and the Queen Anne's Revenge traded volleys, their hulls shuddering with each thunderous impact. Amidst the chaos and the smoke, Isabella and Blackbeard locked eyes, their fierce determination and unwavering resolve evident for all to see. As the battle raged on, it became clear that this was not a contest of brute force, but rather one of strategy and cunning. Isabella, relying on her knowledge of the local waters and the unique abilities of her crew, employed a series of daring maneuvers and deceptive tactics that kept the Queen Anne's Revenge off balance. Blackbeard, for all his ruthlessness and experience, found himself unable to gain the upper hand. Finally, seizing an opportune moment, Isabella ordered swift Sam Hawkins to lead a boarding party onto the Queen Anne's Revenge. With a defiant cry, the pirates of the Sea Serpent swung across the gap between the two ships, engaging Blackbeard's crew in fierce hand-to-hand combat. The battle was brutal and intense, but Isabella's crew fought with a ferocity and determination that could not be matched. As the tide of battle turned in her favor, Isabella faced off against Blackbeard himself. Their swords clashed in a dazzling display of skill and agility, the metallic ring of steel echoing across the tumultuous seas. Blow for blow, the two legendary pirates fought with everything they had, their very legacies hanging in the balance. In the end, it was Isabella who emerged victorious, her sword finding its mark and forcing Blackbeard to yield. Defeated and humiliated, Blackbeard retreated into the shadows, his dreams of ruling the Caribbean shattered. The Pirate Queen had once again proven her prowess, her victory cementing her status as the most feared and respected pirate of her time. With their greatest rival vanquished, Captain Isabella Morgan and her loyal crew continued their reign over the high seas, their legend growing with each new adventure. The tale of the Pirate Queen and her epic duel with Blackbeard would be passed down through generations, a testament to the power of determination, cunning, and the unbreakable bonds of loyalty. In the years that followed, the Sea Serpent continued to haunt the shipping lanes of the Caribbean, its black flag a harbinger of doom for any who dared to challenge the Pirate Queen. Captain Isabella Morgan's name became synonymous with the golden age of piracy, her exploits inspiring awe and terror in equal measure. As for the crew of the Sea Serpent, their loyalty to their captain never wavered, and their adventures together became the stuff of legend. The tales of swift Sam Hawkins, Rosalina Compass Cortez, and the rest of the Sea Serpent's crew would be told and retold in countless taverns and ports across the world, their names forever etched into the annals of maritime history. And though the years would eventually bring change and the eventual decline of piracy in the Caribbean, the legacy of the Pirate Queen would endure. Captain Isabella Morgan's spirit of adventure, courage, and defiance would continue to inspire countless others to take up the mantle and seek their own place among the legends of the high seas. The tale of the Pirate Queen and her epic journey from a humble fisherman's daughter to the most feared and respected pirate of her time serves as a timeless reminder of the power of ambition, the strength of the human spirit, and the boundless possibilities that await those who dare to defy the odds and carve their own path in this world. Life aboard a pirate ship was anything but easy. The constant threat of danger, the relentless pursuit by the Royal Navy, and the harsh realities of life on the high seas could take a toll on even the most hardened of sailors. The Sea Serpent was no exception, and as Captain Isabella Morgan's fame and fortune grew, so too did the potential for discontent and betrayal within her own ranks. Whispers of mutiny began to spread among a group of disgruntled crew members, their resentment fueled by jealousy, ambition, and greed. They saw the Pirate Queen's growing reputation as an opportunity to seize control of the Sea Serpent and the treasure it held, convinced that they could do better if they were in command. The ringleader of this conspiracy was a cunning and ruthless pirate by the name of One-Eyed Jack, a seasoned veteran with a long history of treachery and deceit. He had joined the Sea Serpent after his own ship had been captured by Isabella, and he had been biding his time, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. As the whispers of mutiny grew louder, Isabella became aware of the danger brewing within her own crew. She knew that a direct confrontation would likely result in bloodshed and chaos, so she chose instead to rely on her cunning and her knowledge of the human heart to outmaneuver the mutineers. Through a combination of strategic alliances, clever manipulation, and well-placed bribes, Isabella was able to sow discord and mistrust among the conspirators, turning them against one another and weakening their resolve. At the same time, she worked to strengthen the loyalty of her most trusted crew members, ensuring that they would stand by her side when the time came to confront the mutineers. The decisive moment arrived during a daring raid on a heavily fortified merchant vessel. As the Sea Serpent closed in on its prey, One-Eyed Jack and his cohorts seized the opportunity to make their move, hoping to catch Isabella off guard and take control of the ship. But the Pirate Queen was more than ready for them. With the support of her loyal crew, she quickly turned the tables on the would-be mutineers, exposing their treachery and turning the tide of battle in her favor. The ensuing confrontation was fierce and brutal, but Isabella's superior tactics and the unwavering loyalty of her crew ultimately prevailed. In the aftermath of the failed mutiny, the surviving conspirators were either executed or marooned on a deserted island, their dreams of power and riches dashed against the unforgiving rocks of betrayal. One-Eyed Jack himself was forced to walk the plank, his final moments a stark reminder of the price of treachery. With the mutiny averted and her authority restored, Captain Isabella Morgan's position as the undisputed Pirate Queen was secured. Her ability to outmaneuver her enemies, both on the high seas and within her own ranks, had once again proven that she was a force to be reckoned with. For the loyal crew of the Sea Serpent, their captain's victory served as a powerful reminder of the strength of their bond and the importance of trust and loyalty in their dangerous world. They had faced betrayal and emerged victorious, their bond forged stronger in the fires of adversity. Together, they would continue to sail under the black flag of the Pirate Queen, their legend growing with each new conquest and adventure. Rumors of a fabled treasure hidden deep within the Caribbean had long captivated the imagination of pirates and sailors alike. Tales of untold riches, ancient artifacts, and powerful relics lured countless adventurers to their doom, their dreams of wealth and glory lost to the treacherous seas. For Captain Isabella Morgan and her crew, the quest for the ultimate treasure was more than just a legend. It was a challenge to be conquered and a chance to secure their place in history. Their search led them to an uncharted island, a mysterious and foreboding place where no sailor had ever set foot. As the sea serpent approached the island, the crew could feel a sense of unease in the air, as if the very island itself was warning them to stay away. But the pirate queen was undeterred, her determination and courage driving her and her crew forward into the unknown. As they explored the island, they encountered a lush and untamed wilderness, its beauty belying the dangers that lurked within. The deeper they ventured, the more they realized that this was no ordinary island, but a place steeped in ancient magic and hidden secrets. The island's resources were abundant, with valuable gems and rare plants tempting the pirates at every turn. But the true test of their resolve came when they encountered the island's fearsome guardian, the Leviathan. A monstrous sea creature of colossal size and terrifying power, the Leviathan was unlike anything the pirates had ever faced before. Its massive tentacles could crush a ship's hull with ease, and its enormous razor-sharp teeth were capable of tearing through the toughest of sails and the strongest of ropes. Faced with this formidable foe, Isabella and her crew knew that brute force alone would not be enough to secure victory. Instead, they relied on their cunning, their resourcefulness, and their unwavering teamwork to devise a plan to defeat the Leviathan. Utilizing the island's natural resources, the pirates crafted powerful weapons and traps designed to exploit the creature's weaknesses. They used the island's dense foliage to their advantage, luring the Leviathan into a series of clever ambushes and harrying it with a relentless barrage of attacks. Through their combined efforts, Isabella and her crew managed to weaken the mighty beast, chipping away at its defenses and wearing down its resolve. And when the decisive moment arrived, the pirate queen led the final charge, her courage and determination inspiring her crew to fight with everything they had. In the end, the pirates emerged victorious, the once mighty Leviathan lying defeated and vanquished at their feet. With the guardian of the island defeated, they were free to claim its valuable resources, adding to their already impressive hoard of treasure. The battle with the Leviathan had tested the limits of their skill, their courage, and their loyalty. But in the face of adversity, the crew of the Sea Serpent had proven once again that they were truly the stuff of legend. And as they set sail from the Isle of the Leviathan, their eyes set on the horizon and their hearts filled with dreams of the ultimate treasure, they knew that there was no challenge too great, no foe too fearsome, and no adventure too perilous for the Pirate Queen and her loyal crew. One fateful evening, as Captain Isabella Morgan and her crew reveled in a tavern in the bustling port of Tortuga, a mysterious stranger appeared, clad in a dark cloak and his face concealed beneath a wide-brimmed hat. He approached the Pirate Queen with a tantalizing offer, a map that purportedly revealed the location of the fabled Golden Isle, an island said to hold unimaginable riches, a treasure so vast that it would make even the wealthiest of kings envious. The stranger, with a voice like the rustling of leaves, warned that the journey to the Golden Isle would be fraught with danger and peril, a voyage that would test the resolve and the courage of even the most seasoned sailors. But for Isabella and her crew, the allure of the ultimate prize was too great to resist. With their eyes set on the horizon and their hearts filled with dreams of untold riches, they embarked on their most daring adventure yet. The journey to the Golden Isle was a treacherous one, taking the Sea Serpent and her crew through some of the most dangerous waters in the Caribbean. They braved the swirling maelstroms of the Devil's Triangle, the notorious region where countless ships had met their doom, swallowed by the unforgiving sea. The sea serpent was battered by massive waves and fierce storms, her hull creaking and groaning as it withstood the relentless onslaught of the elements. But Captain Isabella Morgan's resolve never wavered, her indomitable spirit driving her crew forward even in the face of seemingly insurmountable odds. Her leadership, combined with the unmatched skills of her crew, allowed them to navigate the treacherous waters and overcome the many challenges they encountered along the way. They battled deadly sea monsters that rose from the depths to challenge their passage, their razor-sharp teeth and powerful tentacles threatening to drag the sea serpent and her crew to a watery grave. But with cunning, skill, and the unbreakable bond of loyalty that held them together, the pirates emerged victorious from each encounter, their legend growing with each new triumph. They braved the Siren's Cove, a place where the haunting melodies of the enchanting creatures threatened to lure sailors to their doom. But with the aid of Rosalina Compass Cortez's vast knowledge and keen senses, they navigated the treacherous waters unscathed, their minds focused on the ultimate prize that lay ahead. The journey to the Golden Isle pushed Captain Isabella Morgan and her crew to the limits of their endurance, but through their determination, courage, and unwavering loyalty to one another, they persevered. And as they drew ever closer to their destination, the anticipation and excitement among the crew grew, each member of the Sea Serpent eager to claim their share of the legendary treasure that awaited them. Little did they know that their greatest challenge still lay ahead, a final test that would determine if they were truly worthy of the unimaginable riches of the Golden Isle. But one thing was certain: the Pirate Queen and her crew would stop at nothing to achieve their goal and secure their place as the greatest pirates the world had ever known. News of the map to the fabled Golden Isle spread like wildfire through the ports and taverns of the Caribbean. Rival pirate captains, spurred by the promise of unimaginable riches, began their own quests to claim the treasure for themselves. The race to the Golden Isle had begun, and Captain Isabella Morgan found herself in a deadly competition against both time and her most formidable adversaries. The Sea Serpent's journey was fraught with constant challenges, as rival pirate crews sought to outpace or sabotage their competitors in their quest for the ultimate prize. Enemy ships pursued them relentlessly, engaging in fierce battles on the high seas as they attempted to seize the precious map from Isabella's grasp. But the Pirate Queen was a cunning and skilled tactician, her crew's unswerving loyalty and exceptional abilities ensuring that they held their own against the relentless onslaught of their foes. Through a combination of skill, deception, and daring maneuvers, Isabella managed to outwit and outmaneuver her rivals, leaving them floundering in her wake as she and her crew pressed onward. But the challenges they faced were not limited to the enemy ships that dogged their every step. The uncharted seas that lay between them and the Golden Isle were a treacherous labyrinth of hidden reefs, unpredictable currents, and sudden squalls that tested the very limits of their seafaring abilities. The Pirate Queen's determination and resourcefulness were on full display as she led her crew through these perilous waters, relying on the expertise of her navigator, Rosalina Compass Cortez, to chart a course that would guide them safely to their destination. Time and time again, they found themselves on the brink of disaster, only to be saved by a last-minute course correction or a daring maneuver that left the pursuing ships floundering in their wake. As the race to the Golden Isle intensified, the Sea Serpent's crew was pushed to the limits of their endurance, each member digging deep within themselves to find the strength to continue. Their loyalty to their captain and to one another never wavered, even in the face of seemingly insurmountable odds. They knew that the prize that awaited them would make all of their struggles and sacrifices worthwhile, and they were determined to see their quest through to the very end. Captain Isabella Morgan's relentless determination and the unwavering loyalty of her crew were a testament to the strength of their bond and their shared dream of claiming the ultimate treasure. The race to the Golden Isle had tested their mettle and their resolve, but they had persevered through the hardships, the danger, and the treachery of their rivals. As they drew closer to their destination, the crew of the Sea Serpent was more united than ever, their hearts filled with anticipation and excitement as they prepared to face the final challenges that lay ahead. With the Pirate Queen at their helm, they knew that there was no challenge too great, no enemy too fearsome, and no treasure too elusive for them to conquer. As the Sea Serpent approached the fabled Golden Isle, the crew's excitement was tempered by the realization that they were not alone. A coalition of rival pirate captains had joined forces in a desperate bid to claim the ultimate treasure for themselves, and the stage was set for a battle of epic proportions. The Golden Isle's shores were lined with the ships of Isabella's adversaries, their dark flags fluttering ominously in the wind as they prepared for the coming confrontation. Among them were some of the most notorious pirates of the Caribbean, each a formidable foe in their own right. But together, they represented an unprecedented threat, the likes of which the Pirate Queen and her crew had never faced before. As the battle commenced, the Sea Serpent was beset on all sides by a storm of cannon fire and the clash of steel, rival pirates boarding the ship in an attempt to wrest the precious map from Isabella's grasp. But the Pirate Queen was undaunted, her courage and determination shining through as she rallied her crew for the fight of their lives. Through a combination of strategy, cunning, and unyielding bravery, Isabella and her crew managed to turn the tide of the battle in their favor. They outmaneuvered their foes on the high seas, their agile ship darting between the larger vessels and using their speed and firepower to devastating effect. On the decks of the Sea Serpent, the crew fought with a ferocity that was matched only by their loyalty to their captain. Led by the fearsome, swift Sam Hawkins, they repelled wave after wave of enemy pirates, their skill and resolve shining through in the heat of battle. But it was ultimately the Pirate Queen's ingenuity that would secure their victory. Recognizing that they were outnumbered and outgunned, Isabella devised a daring plan to turn the rival pirates against one another. Using the confusion of battle as cover, she and her crew managed to infiltrate the enemy ships and sow discord among the ranks, inciting them to turn on each other in a bid for the treasure. As the rival captains realized that they had been outwitted, their coalition quickly crumbled, and their remaining forces were swiftly dispatched by Isabella's crew. As the dust settled and the smoke cleared, the Sea Serpent stood triumphant, her flag proudly flying over the Golden Isle as a testament to her crew's courage, skill, and unbreakable bond. With the ultimate treasure secured, Captain Isabella Morgan's place in history as the greatest pirate of all time was firmly established. The story of the Pirate Queen and her loyal crew would live on, passed down through the generations as a tale of courage, cunning, and the indomitable spirit of adventure. In the annals of pirate history, the name Isabella Morgan would forever be synonymous with the legendary triumph at the Golden Isle, a testament to her relentless determination and the unwavering loyalty of her crew. Together, they had faced insurmountable odds and emerged victorious, their legacy immortalized in the tales of the high seas. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting the sea in a warm golden glow, the Pirate Queen, Captain Isabella Morgan, guided her ship, the Sea Serpent, through the calm waters. The wind whispered softly through the sails, a gentle lullaby to accompany the tales of adventure and freedom that were told around the world about the legendary pirate. With each passing day, Isabella and her loyal crew continued to sail the high seas, their hearts full of compassion for the downtrodden and a fierce determination to outwit the forces that sought to bring them down. In every port and on every distant shore, the name of the Pirate Queen became synonymous with adventure, freedom, and the indomitable spirit of the open ocean. Years passed, and the stories of Isabella Morgan's daring exploits only grew grander, weaving a tapestry of swashbuckling adventure that spanned the far corners of the world. Tales of the Pirate Queen's daring deeds spread like wildfire, igniting the hearts and minds of countless men and women who longed for a taste of the adventure that Isabella and her crew seemed to embody. In time, Isabella chose to retire from her life of piracy, her heart yearning for the peace and tranquility of a secluded island. Surrounded by her amassed wealth and the echoes of her storied past, she watched the sun set over the sparkling waters each night, her mind drifting back to the thrilling adventures she had experienced during her time as the Pirate Queen. As the gentle waves lapped against the shore of her island home, the legacy of Captain Isabella Morgan lived on in the stories and songs that traveled across the seas. Her name became a beacon of hope and inspiration for those who dared to dream of a life filled with adventure and boundless possibilities. And so, the story of the Pirate Queen, Captain Isabella Morgan, endured as an enchanting and enduring legend, a swashbuckling saga that would captivate the hearts and minds of generations to come. As the sun sank beneath the waves and the stars began to twinkle in the night sky, the tales of the Pirate Queen served as a gentle reminder that the world was full of boundless opportunities and limitless possibilities, waiting to be discovered by those brave enough to set sail and chart their own course. Rest now, dear listener, as the lulling waves and the gentle whispers of the wind carry you into a world of dreams, where the spirit of adventure and the memories of the Pirate Queen live on, ever ready to inspire and guide those who seek to follow in her footsteps.